Here we go. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to the Banff Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Lafferty, here today with RPG luminary Russ Watson. How you doing, Russ?
I'm doing good, Mike. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, it's good to see you. I have to beg your indulgence for 1 second. I have to play my contractually mandated intro music, so just give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. I have to play that music. But that assures you, listeners, that you're listening to a high-quality, artisanally handcrafted podcast. Well, only the finest production values here. So Russ, I'm used to seeing you at the Broomfield Commons Dog Park,
That's
but
right.
you are actually a man with a long and storied career throughout RPGs. Can you tell our listeners just a little bit about that?
Sure. I've worked on probably 90 different products at this point. Some of the highlights are things like Savage Worlds Rifts, Star Wars Edge of the Empire, Warhammer 40K Roleplay, and Torg Eternity, just to name a few.
Well, so definitely some of the big names out there in the business. Good for you.
Thank you.
And today we are here to talk about a really interesting project called Knights Arcanum, which is coming up. It sounds like, hey, speaking of which, there is Star Anvil Studios. Hey, how you doing, sir? I'm going to pull up some of the art for this project and just tell us, I'm going to get some art up first, and then we'll talk about, what is this project? And
Sure thing.
I think I have the cover for the Jumpstart here. No, this is character Sledge in an action position. And this is, I saw this art about a month ago on Facebook. I don't know what the hell's happening at the time that I saw it, but I was like, wow, I want to know more about this picture because, my God, look at that. That is interesting. So tell us, what is Knights Arcanum?
Okay, so Knights Arcanum is a fantasy superhero setting. It is a place where you mash together Thundercats and He-Man and 90s X-Men together with some really cool like flying islands and monsters and creatures from the different dimensions. And the heroes are needed to defend these worlds. These are the Knights Arcanum. They are people who have a sliver of divine power in their soul that gives them their superpowers. This image right here, the guy with the hammer, his name is Sledge. And his power is that he can turn himself into a living stone golem to fight against the enemies there. That's a creation of the High Arcanist that he's doing battle with right there. This giant monster with the brain in the jar.
I was on mute. Sorry about that. Yeah, that is really cool. So yeah, I immediately perk up when you talk about 80s and 90s cartoons. Really into it. So this kind of has like that toy feeling to it, right?
Yeah, it's very toyetic. Actually, a lot of the designs for the vehicles in the setting are actually intentionally made to look like something you might find on the shelf back in 1986. And we're actively like the screen is having some issues.
I think we're back.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
What, did you lose me on something?
Just for a second, it sounded like you were briefly caught in the transporter buffer, but
do I need to restate the answer?
Let's be on the safe side and say yes. Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to say it's very toyetic. We are actively trying to make it feel very Thundercats and He-Man. The 90s X-Men flavor is there too a lot because the characters are in fact like a fantasy version of a superhero. To become a Knights Arcanum, you have to be imbued. You have to have the power that the gods left with inside of you. And those powers that the Knights Arcanum have are very strong. They are the strongest of the power wielders in the world of Caber. The Knights Arcanum actually form teams. The team you're looking at on the cover here is, well, not the cover, this image here is the Storm Riders, who are the main heroes of the setting. The guy with the lightning there is named Tempest. There's Sledge in the background. And they're fighting the cultists of the Venomborn, who is this group that's trying to bring one of their nether creatures into the world. The Widow Queen is their patron. So the groups like the Knights Arcanum will fight to keep Caber free of monsters and dangers and villains and schemes that threaten it. But they are not the only ones that are in the world. There's quite a few other groups. There's the Imperial Legions and things of that nature. But the Empire's in a big trouble right now because the Emperor died and there's no new heir. It's causing quite a bit of political issues and trouble, even for the Knights Arcanum, who are considered, heroes by the people. There's places where they're not welcome. So
Interesting. Okay. So this will be coming out for Savage Worlds. It sounds like timing is TBD, but probably next year.
that is the plan. There is a link you guys can follow to our Kickstarter page if you want to follow along, but we're not quite ready to announce exactly when we're going to launch, but it will be sometime next year. Please check us out, and if you want to stay informed, just hit that follow link.
Yeah. Created a tiny URL just to make it a little easier. Just tinyurl.com/Knights Arcanum, and you can, just as Ross said, sign up so you can get the information. I'm guessing you guys probably send little notes out here and there, and the final big announcement when things actually go live.
I got to tell you, one of the great things about working with Star Anvil Studios is the artwork that they're able to produce for this project is just amazing. The artist is incredibly talented. He's got a lot of great composition and body work in it. It almost looks like it's right out of the page of a comic book or a toy box cover, which I just think is fantastic.
Yeah, I've got some more I can share with you here. Just a second. These files are so large, I think my old steam-powered computer is having some trouble with them. But let me pull up one. Yeah, I see. Just take a look at that, folks. Ripclaw, one of the heroic Knights of Fury. Yeah, look at that. My God.
She's kind of our Wolverine XP, if you will. She's part of a race called the Volcari, who have been sort of cursed to have a bestial or beast-like body.
Cool. Hey, we got some comments I had missed. First off, Graham Molotok said, "Hi, hey, good to see you, sir." Another note from Star Anvil Studios says, "Tempest is inspired by Cyclops, the leader blaster type. Sledge was inspired by Colossus. I'll let you guess who inspired Ripclaw there." No, I think Ross already gave that away, saying Wolverine. But,
yeah, that's right. Yep.
I'll be contrary and just say Deathclaw from the Avengers, right? And here we go. Ron Root is amazing with his line work. Yeah, this is some top quality stuff here. This is going to be a beautiful book when it comes out.
Yeah, Ron Root is the artist, and he deserves all the credit for making this game look absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it really does look very, very good. I really want to, get my hands on it and try it out. So that cover we were showing off earlier, that's a Jumpstart cover. Will that be released before the Kickstarter, or is that really just more of a Kickstarter, try and buy kind of thing?
It will actually be released, I would say, fairly soon. I can't give you an actual date on that. It's one of the things I'm working on as we speak, is to sort of finish it up for the new Supers Companion for Suede.
Mm-hmm.
But once it's ready, and it should be ready pretty soon, I would imagine it'll be out. It's July, August, probably by August, September. Okay. I mean, the Star Anvil Studios is the guy who can say yes or no, but I think it's going to be in that time frame when we're going to release it.
So we could just say maybe Q3, maybe Q4, just to keep it nice and light, because
that's probably the best.
Yeah, there's always some kind of production issue going on.
It's like 99% done. It's just we got to tweak it for the Supers Companion stuff and get that out. But it's going to have pre-generated characters. It's going to have a little adventure you can play and a little brief overview of the world. So.
Okay, cool. And definitely some more of this beautiful Ron Root art, because we're, for folks listening along on iTunes, we've got this guy Sledge. Oh boy, really impressive looking character. Almost looks like some kind of a stone golem with a massive hammer and sort of a face like Man at Arms from. Oh, hey, here we go. We got people talking in the comments. I missed them. So Graham Maltlock says, so this will require the SPC or just core Suede?
Yeah, Knights Arcanum will require Suede and the Superpowers Companion, because the characters are essentially superpowered characters. And we're also using a lot of setting rules from the Superpowers Companion.
Okay, cool. Jason Sunday. Hey, Jason, good to see you in the comments, sir. Are the powers pre-open, or are they a curated list for the setting?
So we're doing some interesting things with powers in the game, whereas we have these things called power archetypes that are kind of little subcategories. And there are kind of, in Knights Arcanum, there basically are some defined niches like bricks and blasters and scrappers. So for example, Sledge there is obviously a brick, and there the answer to your question essentially is yes. It's just in slight menus themed around the particular niches of the characters. We have some really cool mechanics to help generate your arch enemy and a rogues gallery for your group of Knights Arcanum to fight in the game. And the thing I'm most excited about is you know how Thundercats and He-Man, they have, their little Snarfs and Orcos. We're working on a system for mascots for your team, and a mascot can, it's going to be great. I'm really excited to work on this part.
You have a comic relief sidekick system?
Yeah, that's something we're actually going to put in the game. Yeah, for real.
Oh, that is pretty cool. All right.
All credit to Brandon, the head of Star Handle. He's like, we should have mascots. I'm like, you're damn right we should.
It is a pretty cool idea. So will that be a character that's kind of collectively role played by the group or by the game master, or how's that work?
So, I mean, to be clear, this is still in development and in design.
Okay.
So things may change, but at the moment, like the current thinking is that a mascot would be run by the DM, but there are certain things that players can trigger. They can be like, okay, we want this benefit, so we're going to have the mascot, do something, and we'll get it all. We're going to get it all worked out, but it's going to echo those moments from 80s cartoons where the mascot needs the rest of the heroes to kind of affirm that they are useful or a friend, kind of put them up. Or there's also the idea that the mascot does something stupid and in the background or whatever, and everybody kind of laughs for a moment. And there's ways to get that done. We're in the process of figuring out exactly how to apply it in, but I think it's something we're definitely going to keep. I just love the crap out of it.
It's definitely genre emulation, and I love that stuff. So
this guy we're seeing right now in the image here is Lord Nihilus. He is the necromancer of the setting. He has this big black pyramid, kind of like Snake Mountain. He has the black pyramid from which he sends forth his minions, and the Knights Arcanum have to do battle with him to keep him from taking over the Empire in a wave of undead.
Ah, cool. Zombie fighting is always fun. Yeah, he's a cool-looking character.
He's Skeletor, but all his minions are actually undead.
We get more from Star Anvil Studios. The players are encouraged to set the mascot up to let shenanigans happen to earn bennies, is one thought. That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of stimulate the in-game meta economy, if I'm going to put on my designer hat.
Genre emulation, like you said, is really important if you want to get the right feel and tone across. So.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree. And I wanted to mention this before I forget. Star Anvil Studios says, credit to my friend Salt O'Mancer. Wow, that is a name. I wish I had a name that cool, for helping me work out this idea out. Well, hats off to you, Salt O'Mancer. Is his name really Salt O'Mancer?
I don't know. It's a pretty good name.
Yeah, that is a good name. That's like a gunslinger name. Cool. Let's check out some other art here. Sledge, we've seen Sledge. Thunderhawk. Tempest. We haven't seen Tempest yet, I don't think. And there we go. We should have it. Oh, wait, we have seen Tempest. He's the guy on the cover. We just haven't seen the specific image of him. Let's pull that one up. And once again, this guy is kind of the leader / Cyclops blaster kind of type, and I can definitely see that in sort of the design. Yeah,
I think we started judging like some of the enemies on how many hits from Tempest they can take. Basically, because his power is he blasts things with lightning. That's pretty much what he does. But he's also the leader, and he's the strategic guy of the Storm Riders. Yeah, and he's our Cyclops XP. And the Storm Riders are meant to be like that aspirational. This is what your team can be, kind of approach.
And would they be the pre-gens in the Jumpstart?
They are the pre-gens in the Jumpstart. Yeah.
So you can play this guy, hopefully Q3, Q4. But that's some cool looking art. Let me dig through. I thought Star Anvil, I thought you guys were going to send some vehicle shots, but I don't know if I had permission to look at those or not. But the last art I have is the Widow Queen, and let me pull that one up here because vehicles are going to be a big part of this game, right?
They are. So the world of Caber is actually split up into floating islands
Mhm.
And to get in between these islands, you need to fly on skyships from one to the other. There's also portals that link them, and there's actually a train that runs through these portals called the Iron Dragon. It's really cool.
That
But
does
we've
sound
also,
cool.
yeah, and then you got your vehicles for running around, while you're on one of the islands to do stuff. And they are, oh, there's the Widow Queen.
Yeah.
She is a
Okay.
nether lord. She's one of the netherites, these beings from another dimension that are occasionally summoned to Caber by people looking to to do bad things. And she is one of the heads of those groups, the Venomborn, that cult I was talking about earlier on the cover. They're in service of her. So
Sounds
she's
cool.
dangerous. She's kind of like I mean, there's a lot of comic book comparisons I could make. I guess Madame Mask would be one.
Cool, cool. How many different factions are there in this game?
Well, let's see. You got the Knights Arcanum. You've got the Netherites. You've got the Lord Nihilus, the Necromancer, and his guys. There's a High Arcanist. We tried to put a lot of things going on so that you as characters are able to get involved with all kinds of threats that are either trying to conquer the Empire, tear the Empire apart, or take out the current crop of Knights Arcanum and replace them with something else. So you have quite a few things to get involved with there. There's the legions of the Empire. There's the individuals of the Three Kingdoms have their own some of their own groups as well. Um, and we've got places. We've got like floating islands. Some of them have vanished. Some of them have appeared out of nowhere and are currently still unexplored. There's a lot to do. One of the things I think we're really proud of is there's a lot to do in the world of Knights Arcana.
Sweet. I've got some new art coming up right now. Let me blow this up a little bit. And oh wow, this is the cover for the cereal box right here, I think. Hang on a second. Um, and while I'm doing that, we got this comment from Jason. Talking about Knights Arcanum when I spoke to Brandon about Supers and Fantasy. He shared some art in my Pathfinder for Savage Worlds Sunday Game Discord. Looks super cool. Oh, sweet.
Yeah, Brandon talked to me about this about a year ago, and he was saying, let's find a way to do supers with fantasy, and he gave a whole bunch of great ideas, and I was like, man, that sounds cool. That is the cover. That is
Yeah.
the cover of the book. Tempest fighting Lord Nihilus in front of the Eyrie, which is the Storm Riders' home base. That is gonna get some eyes on the project. I can almost guarantee.
Yeah, that's really an amazing piece of art right there. That's really cool. Oh, and here I got the vehicles. It was on Facebook. All right, let me download these. And oh my god, that looks amazing. Let me share this while I download the others. So, are you guys making any modifications to the vehicle rules for Suede? Just to kind of emphasize the vehicles, because oh boy, let me show you this. This looks amazing. Check that out.
Yeah, right. Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
So some of the vehicle stuff is still one of the things we're working on. I don't know how. Honestly, Suede is pretty good. Like as far as the rule set, I don't imagine we'd want to do anything huge to the rules. Obviously, we'd probably have some. These are going to have their own stats. They're going to have their own abilities, and you're going to want to be able to use them when you're exploring that lost island or trying to catch the High Arcanist before he flees in his giant manta ray vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Giant manta ray flying beast. But these are going to be really cool. I can definitely guarantee that we're going to make them cool. And
Nice.
that's not even the finished art. That's just the sketch. That's the line work. That's the line work. Up on top there is one of the sky ships that travels back and forth. The blue areas are kind of like these sails that they use to catch the magic winds that flow between the different islands.
Yeah, this is some amazing stuff. I kind of wish these were actually toys.
Right.
My kid would be into these.
That's the goal, and I think Ron is nailing it. The line work's just amazing.
It really has been. All right, well, I'm going to definitely subscribe because I would like to find out when this goes to Kickstarter, and I'm going to be bugging you at the dog park to find out when this stuff is going to be. The Jumpstart comes out.
Yeah,
it looks like
so we're going to have the Jumpstart, and I will be running the game as well later this year, early next year. So we're going to have some opportunities for people to come and find out what it's all about, and we'll probably broadcast. I mean, if maybe we can talk about broadcasting one of those games. Who knows? it'd be really cool. Yeah, you can practically see the packaging for the toy.
Yeah, I'm kind of imagining a little 15-page, this big
Right.
comic, behind the action figures. You can,
Exactly.
that looks really awesome. Yeah, we do Monday games. We try to do Monday lunchtime games, just short 1-hour sessions. So we could get you back to do a demo session or two for this. That would be just a big jiggling mound of fun. I would really enjoy that. So yeah, man, this art is just amazing. You guys are really putting together. I think it's going to be a fun book. I can't wait to check it out. Oh, and here's Brandon. That's the idea. Ben World did the line work for the vehicles, and I was trying not to overwhelm Ron with jobs.
My apologies. So Ben Worrell, I apologize. Yeah, I didn't realize that was a different artist. Ben Worrell does the line work on the vehicles, and they're great.
Yeah. I almost hesitate to ask Brandon, but have you guys thought about doing any STL or printable minis for these? Because stuff looks cool as heck, man. And I don't have to answer that now, but oh hey, here's Jason saying I've been bored for the Monday game. Well, all right, well, whenever I can talk Ross into it, we should definitely do that. It's not like you guys are close to the finish line, so let's say Q3, Q4, depending on how things go.
Well, it's important to get it right when you're dealing with something as kind of exciting as the stuff we're doing with Knights Arcanum. So we're taking our time and we're going to produce a very high quality product.
Yep, it's always better to get it out right than have to publish 20 pages of errata after the delivery. So
yeah, I've had to do that in my time. So
me too. I'm right there with you. Oh, it looks like we got a comment from Brandon. Man, I'd love to, but cost and time. I'm certainly interested if we can make minis happen. Yeah, I hear you. The reason I mentioned it was I just had a friend who I don't know how he made it happen, but J.E. Shields is an artist. I work on a lot of projects with him, and he found a guy who made STL files, which are basically the files that you plug into 3D printers. And he did a lot of his stock art as these little STL files, and then you can buy them for kind of a song, and then you just take them to your own 3D printer. Where what do 3D printers use anyway? Some kind of resin, or is it celery or biomatter? I'm not sure what it is, but
currently resin.
Currently resin, but one day maybe beef. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great. Well, we can revisit that when we get to the Kickstarter launch and talk about STLs.
Yeah, well, it's one of those pie in the sky kind of things. All right, guys. Well, hey, I think we've excited people. Oh, hey, look, that was where you were talking to me on Facebook, where I was showing off the art from. Oh, hey, Walter Billiards in there. 2 types of printers, resin and PLA. Well, that's true. Mr. Anvil says filament or resin, and Walt says SCR is out there. And even to find now. All right, well, I'm sure you guys are very busy with the project, but man, some of those just look awesome as miniatures, and the STL files are the affordable way to do that. So, just a thought, maybe a stretch goal, who knows? So,
yeah, if you want to check out all the other things that Star Anvil is doing, we have a website. It is staranvilstudios.com, I believe.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
staranvilstudios.com is the home website for it. So go check that out.
That sounds good. Any closing thoughts before we wrap things up?
Just I want to say thanks for having me on. It's been a long time since we've done this. I don't know if we ever have, honestly, but I remember that we had a brief conversation about Strike Force.
Oh yeah,
5 or 6 years ago, which won an award. The BAMCs. That's right.
The coveted hallowed BAMC award. Yes,
that's right.
We're not nearly as serious as the Grammys. We're a little more serious than the Ennies, but yeah.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure being on your show.
It's been a pleasure having you. Oh, we have one last comment. Let's see. All 3D artists message me. Okay. If you're a 3D artist looking for STL work, talk to Brandon from Star Anvil Studios. Star Anvil Studios, staranvilstudios.com. You can find them and make this happen. So, and on that happy note, let me play our contractually obligated outro music. Trying to play that outro music. Hang on. Here we go. Just technically, yeah, I know it gets into you. It creeps up the first minutes inside of you, and it's hard to get rid of. So, all right, a pleasure talking to you, sir, and I will see you in the near future.
See you at the dog park. Take care.
Take care, everybody.